Hello and welcome to the news on VOP TV. I am Chisom Einaya. We'll begin the news with the planned nationwide protest called by the Nigerian Labour Congress due to the high cost of living, inflation, insecurity and the ongoing economic hardship in the country. Right now in Lagos, NLC state officials arrive amidst tight security presence of both the Nigerian police and the Civil Defense Corps. Our correspondent, Oseni is presently at Ikeja Underbridge, where different union workers and other aggrieved Nigerians have gathered. There are also heavy security presence to make sure that protest is not hijacked by the hoodlums. The NLC and the Trade Union Congress had on February 8 issued a 14-day nationwide strike notice to the federal government over the failure to implement the agreements reached on October 2nd following the removal of fuel subsidy. We have Oseni with updates. VOP TV is on ground to give you more updates as events unfold. Meanwhile, the Trade Union Congress has instructed the Nigerian Labour Congress that its members will not join the nationwide strike slated for today, Tuesday and Wednesday. The TUC President, Festus Osifo, stated this at a press briefing in Abuja today ahead of the planned NLC protest. Osifo asserted that members of the TUC were not part of the plan to go on a nationwide protest to press the demands on the current economic hardship being faced by Nigerians. He stated that the union would rather engage the government further to find solutions to the hardship being faced by Nigerians rather than to protest. Osifo said that the TUC would present fresh 15-point solutions to the current economic challenge to the federal government rather than taking over the streets. The Trade Union Congress has also told the federal government to put aside the national pride of striving to achieve local food sufficiency and immediately begin importing food. The TUC stressed that it is a population that is alive, that can celebrate the gains and beauty of any government policy. Speaking on behalf of the Congress, the TUC President, Festus Osifo, during a press conference in Abuja earlier today, said Nigerians are hungry and battling economic hardship, so it is time for the federal government to begin the importation of food in order to mitigate the soaring price of food across the country. According to him, Nigerians have never witnessed this level of hardship before, even during military regimes, adding that it is time for the government to jettison policies that are not effective and get capable hands to man the affairs of the country. Also, the National Association of Nigerian Students has called on the Nigerian Labour Congress to reconsider its planned industrial action and opt for dialogue with the federal government. In a statement released by the NANS Senate President, Akintaye Afiz, the student body expressed concerns about the potential devastating impact of the strike on academic activities, emphasizing the challenges already faced by students in the educational system. Afiz also highlighted the possible disruption to academic calendars, examinations, and other educational activities, warning that such consequences could worsen the precarious situation in the education sector. The statement urged the NLC to prioritize unity and solidarity, emphasizing the importance of collaboration with the government and other stakeholders for the nation's development. There have been pressure on the Nigerian Labour Congress to shelve its planned nationwide strike billed for today and tomorrow. The strike is owing to the rising cost of living in the country. A group, Lagos People's Assembly (LPA), has urged the Nigerian Labour Congress (NLC) and other labour movements to suspend their planned strike in the interest of the people. Spokesman of the coalition, Comrade Nelson Ekujumi, who made the remark during a media briefing titled "Constructive Engagement is the Way Out of Our Economic Challenges" in Lagos, noted that the protest would have adverse effects on the citizens who depend on daily income for survival. They stressed the need for continued dialogue with the federal government in its bid to tackle the economic challenges. Away from the NLC protest now, in a bid to reduce the cost of governance in the country, President Bola Tinubu has ordered the full implementation of the Oronsaye report. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, revealed this to the State House correspondents after today's Federal Executive Council meeting at the Aso Rock Villa, Abuja. The report on public sector reforms, which was submitted in 2012, revealed that there are 541 statutory and non-statutory federal government parastatals, commissions, and agencies. A year earlier, the then President Goodluck Jonathan, had set up the Presidential Committee on Restructuring and Rationalization of Federal Government's parastatals, commissions, and agencies under the leadership of former head of civil service Stephen Oronsaye. The president consequently announced the merging, subsuming, scrapping, and relocation of several agencies of government. President Tinubu also constituted a committee to implement the merger, scrapping, and relocations within 12 weeks. The Nigerian Customs Service has suspended the sale of seized food items over a stampede that claimed lives at NCS Old Zonal Headquarters in the Yaba area of Lagos last Friday. The spokesperson for the custom, Abdullahi Maiwada, announced this in a statement on Monday. Maiwada said the reason for the suspension was the stampede that happened that claimed lives after they told the crowd that they came to buy that they had to run out of stock and will resume sharing the following day. The custom had on February 20, 2024, said it would dispose of seized food items to cushion the hardship and cost of living in the country. To start with, the custom disposed of food items at its Yaba office last Friday in the presence of other security agencies like the men of the Nigerian police force. You're watching the news on VOP TV. We have more stories for you after this break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Over to politics in Rivers State. A former chief whip of the State House of Assembly, Evans BP, has alleged the outcome of the 2023 general election was manipulated under the watch of the then governor of the state, Nyesom Wike. BP made the allegation in Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital, while speaking at a solidarity rally for the governor organized by women groups across the 23 local government areas. He specifically alleged that the Labour Party LP won all their elections in the state. A trending video clip from the event captured the former chief whip reacting to a recent outburst by Wike, the minister of the Federal Capital Territory. You would recall that Wike, who has been at loggerhead with the immediate successor, Governor Siminalayi Fubara, recently claimed that nobody would challenge him and his allies in the next general election. Meanwhile, the governor of Rivers State, Siminalayi Fubara, has appointed a former Supreme Court judge, Honorable Justice Mary Odili, as pro-chancellor of the Rivers State University. Fubara also appointed an ex-Super Eagles player, Adokiye Amese Emaka, as pro-chancellor of the Ignatius Ajuru University of Education in Port Harcourt. The new appointments were announced in a statement by the Secretary to the State Governor, SSG Dr. Tami Danagogo, in Port Harcourt on Monday. According to the statement, Honorable Justice Mary Odili would also serve as chairman of the reconstituted Governing Council of the Rivers State University, while Barrister Mela Chukwuemeka Chinwo Adata and others would serve as members. Meanwhile, the federal government has rescheduled the commencement of the student loan program to March 1st, 2024, after failing to meet the February 26, 2024 kickoff date it initially fixed. VOP News reports that sources in the presidency disclosed that the shift in the kickoff date for the scheme was because of the process of expanding the scheme to accommodate students of vocational schools was yet to be concluded. The new launch date is the fourth set by the authorities since the much-anticipated initiative was revealed in the middle of last year. The Student Loan Fund Bill, which established interest-free loans for Nigerians pursuing higher education and signed into law by President Bola Tinubu in June 2023. The former Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajabiamila, was the bill's sponsor. Originally, the measure was scheduled to begin in September or October of 2023. Telecom operators in Nigeria has been barred by a federal high court sitting in Lagos from deactivating or banning any line or SIM whose users did not link SIM to the National Identity Number (NIN). Justice Ambrose Louis Alagua, the presiding judge, restrained the telecom operators from taking such actions while ruling on an application filed by Lagos-based lawyer Olukoya Ogungbeji. The applicant Ogungbeji had sued the federal government of Nigeria, the Attorney General of the Federation, and Minister of Justice, MTN Nigerian Communication PLC, and Airtel Network Nigeria Limited, all of whom were listed as respondents before the court. Specifically, Ogungbeji asked the court for an injunction pending appeal, restraining all the correspondents jointly or severally, whether by themselves, their agents, outlets, agencies, previous, officials, servants, men, parastatals, units, organs, or anybody or any person, however so called, from taking any step or action, and from further outright barring, deactivating, and or restricting any SIM cards or phone lines of any Nigerian citizens on February 28, 2024, or any other scheduled date, pending the hearing and determination of this appeal court of Nigeria. Sometimes in April 2022, Mr. Ogungbeje had filed a suit against MTN when his telephone lines were barred. The court at the time had dismissed his suit for lack of merit. He subsequently filed an appeal, which is still pending at the Court of Appeal. The Lagos State Traffic Management Authority, LASMA, has warned its officials against operating from commercial vehicles. It said no official on enforcement duty should use yellow buses or any commercial vehicle for official duties. In an interview with newsmen in Lagos, the spokesperson for LASMA, Adebayo Taufik, urged members of the public to report any erring officer to the agency. Taufik was reacting to a report of officials of the agency who were reportedly using yellow-painted commercial color buses for enforcement duties. Coming up, we have business, sports, and entertainment. After this break, stay with us. Finance Minister Wale Edun reveals that approximately 5% of Nigerians have more than 500,000 naira in their bank accounts, highlighting economic disparities and the need for inclusive growth strategies. Edu emphasizes the government's commitment to rectifying imbalances that favor a small elite, aiming to redirect government revenue towards benefiting the majority of citizens. Macroeconomic reforms seek to address liquidity balances and ensure economic recovery reaches all segments of society, providing hope and reassurance to Nigerians amid challenging economic conditions. The Association of Bureau de Change of Nigeria expresses concerns over proposed regulatory changes by the Central Bank of Nigeria, including increased minimum shares capital requirements and mandatory caution deposits for BDC operators. ABCON President Aminu Gwadebe suggests that members may consider merger to meet the new capital requirements, emphasizing the need for industry input and collaboration with regulators to ensure a balanced regulatory framework. The proposed changes prompt discussion among BDC operators on industry consolidation and regulatory compliance. In sports, Nigerian Super Falcons have advanced to the Paris 2024 final qualifying round with a 1-0 victory over Cameroon in Abuja on Monday. The Falcons aiming for their first Olympic appearance since the Beijing 2008 Games, secured the win after a goalless draw in the reverse feature in Douala. Esther Okoronkwo emerged as the hero with a crucial 14-minute goal, securing the Falcons' passage to the next round. The last encounter between Falcon and Cameroon in Olympic qualifier was during the race for the London 2012 Games. Despite a 2-1 lead for the Falcon in the first leg, Cameroon won the second leg 2-1 and ultimately qualified for the 2012 Olympics after a penalty shootout. In the upcoming final qualifying round, the Super Falcons will face the winner between South Africa and Tanzania. South Africa holds a commanding position, having won the first leg 3-0 away, and is considered the favorite to advance. Still in sports, Super Eagles vice captain Williams Strauss-Ekong has landed in Finland for a minor surgery, addressing an injury sustained during the Nigerian second Group A match in the 2023 African Cup of Nations. The 30-year-old defender, who played a pivotal role throughout the tournament, scored the decisive goal from the spot in the 55th minute of the mentioned game. Despite missing Nigeria's final group match against Guinea-Bissau due to the injury, Strauss-Ekong made a remarkable return for the round of 16 clash against the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. The defender continued to feature in every minute of the Super Eagles' subsequent 3 games at the AFCON. Strauss-Ekong, who netted 3 goals during the tournament, earned the prestigious title of the Player of the Tournament. Following the surgery in Finland, he is anticipated to rejoin Greek side PAOK Salonika towards the end of the season. We still have a reporter live at the protest. Let's get a report from him.
Chisom, can you hear me? Can anyone hear me in the studio?
Yes, we can. Go on, please.
Okay, so I'm here live and still in Ikeja, and what we have here right now is that the NLC members, their chairman has arrived from Vedag Necessity, and they are moving down to Alausa. While she was speaking earlier, she said they are moving down to Alausa, and they are going to be meeting with members of the state assembly, where they are going to be stating where they are going to be tabling some letters to the state assembly from what they want from the federal government as a union and also the state charter of the union. These are some of the things that are going on. Earlier also, the commissioner of police in the state, Fayode Adegoke, also came and addressed the crowd, ensuring them that the police is going to protect them. And he's also still here with us. I could just show you my background now. You could just look forward a little bit. You will see that, if you can check my background, you see that there's a police presence at my back. Those police officers you're seeing includes the commissioner of police in the state, Mr. Adegoke Fayode, who is marching on with us and crowd to ensure that all members of the all Nigerian members of the Nigerian Labour Congress are protected. And you can see the members coming forward. Not only the Nigerian Labour Congress are here, some other groups are also here supporting them to carry out this protest. We know the reason for this protest is because of the economic hardship in the country. We were speaking to some I was speaking to some market women earlier, and they were lamenting about the cost of their goods have increased, and they are finding it difficult to make ends meet because their profit margin has. So this way we are continue to give this as the days go by.
All right, thank you, Tosi Ejalonibu. And that's it on the news on VOP TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Voice of the People TV and on social media at VOP TV Live. I'm Chisom Einaya. Thanks for watching.